Spend a year traveling through and discover my roots and origins, and
Ever since?
I kind of got stuck here. Where I found the most support was the Turkish people.
Do you have any recommendations for anyone who's going through the same process? Hello everyone, welcome back to our YouTube channel. It's me Adem, and today I have a very special guest, Aydoğan abi, with us today. And before we continue or start with the video, I just want to mention why I call Aydoğan abi. It's because abi means in Turkish someone who you respect and someone who is bigger than you. So the purpose of this video, I will just be saying Aydoğan, so just to add that. And welcome to our YouTube channel, Aydoğan abi, sorry.
Pleasure to be here. Thank you for inviting me. You have a wonderful office here.
Thank you, Aydoğan.
And great views of the mountains.
And it's nice to be working with you. And from your accent, I can tell you're Australian. And it's nice to have like different vibrant of people here working with us, and to have someone who is Australian with us as well is just an amazing experience. And
thank you. Well, it's a bit like the United Nations here, really.
It is, isn't it?
We have representatives from all over the world, from Russia, Iran,
Iraq, especially, well, we already said Russian. We used to have Swedish as well, and of course we have English-speaking salesmen, Belgian, German. Oof, the list just goes on and on and on, basically, doesn't it?
It certainly does, it certainly does. I might just tell you a little bit about myself. Originally, I am a Turkish citizen, but my parents immigrated to Australia back in 1968. So I was only 3 years old back then. And I came to Turkey in 2004 just to spend a year traveling through and discover my roots and origins. And
ever since?
I kind of got stuck here.
And what do you think? Like, was it easy finding a job? Did you adapt quickly because you spoke English? And you know, I can notice that, like, from myself as well, that your Turkish is a bit different compared to the locals here. So,
yes.
Like, did you find it hard adapting and to find a job? Like, I mean, if it's someone else, for example, who has a similar story or background to yours, like, would they have a trouble or like any problems finding a job or anything? Could you give us more details on that?
Well, obviously, growing up in Australia for 35 years and then coming to Turkey after such a long period of time, it does take a little bit of adapting. But what I found where I found the most support was the Turkish people. I mean, my Turkish language skills weren't that great at the time, but they found it endearing, apparently, because I had primary school Turkish. So, but finding a job wasn't difficult at all, especially if you've got a second language.
Yes.
I mean, I've been now working in the property industry for over 19 years, so it wasn't difficult at all initially.
And well, obviously you've succeeded and you come to this day. And do you have any recommendations for anyone who's going through the same process?
What I would recommend is
learn the language.
Knowing the language, but that's a slow progression anyway.
Of course.
You will eventually get there. But if you do have a second language and you are looking for employment, then I recommend that you find a company that will support you in your endeavors, no matter what you want to do. And the main industries I would recommend is tourism or real estate.
Yeah, that's what generally you would go for anyway.
Yeah.
Especially in the Mediterranean coast here in Alanya or Antalya. Generally, I notice like family and friends, they're all in the, the same, thing. They're either an English teacher or, they're giving courses, or they're a real estate agent, translator, or, like you said, all in that, sort of jobs.
Exactly. Typically, they are the areas that expats, as you would say in England, channel themselves towards.
Because it makes sense, and it's the thing to do here.
Exactly.
And Aydoğan, in 2023, BBC and CNN, and there were a few other channels that published this article about the most visited cities around the world were One of them was Istanbul and one of them was Antalya. What do you think about this? Like, did it come as a surprise, or do you think, like, you know, this was bound to happen? Did the Russians have anything to do with it, or like, is it just being discovered? Or could you give us more details on what do you think about this? Like, do you think this was bound to happen?
Well, to be honest with you, Istanbul was number one.
Always.
Yes. And because of its culture and history, it is always a popular destination for tourists. Antalya, on the other hand, is, I think it came in just after Paris as number 3. And
I
then
think so,
Dubai.
yeah.
Antalya, on the other hand, is a fantastic holiday destination. Golden beaches.
We live in it every day.
Well, 300 days of sunshine, as they say. And it's a very popular destination for investors as well. Same with Istanbul. Istanbul is an investor's dream.
It is.
I mean, just within, I think, the past 1.5 years, there's been over 80% growth, capital gains growth in property in Istanbul and Antalya.
And I've also noticed there are like different types of properties now being built in Istanbul, like, you know, for all different types of, how can I say, genres, or like lifestyles. Like, some of them for living, some of them for business, some of them for investing. I've noticed like they're really, you know, upping the market with styles and designs and payment options and, you know, everything that's just appealing, to be honest. They're just trying to make it more appealing, aren't they?
Exactly. And there has been a slight drop in the property market.
Of course.
But that's happened all over the world. But we must keep in mind that Turkey has a very robust real estate sector.
Yes.
And if you can remember, back in 2008, 2009, the world went through the housing and property crisis.
Yes.
That completely bypassed Turkey. So it was, that's how strong the Turkish real estate market is. And there will be slight fluctuations every now and then, but
it does all over the world, doesn't it?
Exactly.
And some extra information, my dad was actually a builder back in 2008.
Oh, really?
Yes, he had two blocks he was making with his friends or partners, and yeah, unfortunately in 2008, like most small companies, he struggled, but yet, you know, life is life.
Exactly.
Things happen, some bad things happen, but everything can be overcome, and, you know, you can pass anything eventually through time. Could you also give us information about the Turkish economy? Because like everyone is asking this question, and for good reason. Like, what is happening in Turkey? Like, this new Minister of Treasury, you know, we have the second one now. And like, what do you think will happen? Will it affect the real estate market at all?
Well, we must keep in mind that late last year, the government went back to a more conventional macroeconomic policy. So,
something that makes more sense.
Exactly. The previous economic policy was not that orthodox,
yes,
to say. But now, with the revision of monetary and fiscal policy by the finance minister, it's bringing a lot more confidence from foreign investors into Turkey. Actually, Vanguard and PIMCO, two of the biggest investment firms in the US, who manage, I think, a total asset up to the value of $10 trillion, started investing in Turkey late last year. So things are looking good. International credit rating agencies such as JP Morgan, Moody's, and S&P Global, they've actually put Turkey's credit rating to a positive now. So things are looking
bright,
a little bit brighter than what they were looking towards the end of last year. By the way, excuse the croaky voice. I had a little bit of a flu.
Yes, you haven't been here for a few days, and you come here for the video today, and we thank you so much for coming here and taking a video and, you know, well, informing our clients or future clients on what is going on. And I think it's really important too, because like, even though you're on our website and you already have clients previously and now, I think it's important for the viewers to introduce, you know, for us to introduce ourselves and with the viewers as well. So maybe there could be like some sort of connection, and I don't know if it will have any benefit at all, but I think it has a positive impact on, you know, overview of the company and for you.
Well, it certainly does. Clients should get to know their representatives.
Of course.
They should be treated with respect, transparency, and integrity. And they're the most important things. And if you can gain the trust of your client with honesty, then you make life a little bit easier for them. You guide them through the process, and ultimately it's their decision.
Exactly. And it's their money after all. And, you know,
well,
it's the same for you and me. Like, if you're going to buy something, especially for thousands and hundreds of thousands, you would want to go through a safe route, wouldn't you? So even though logic is a key thing in making investment, also you have to have that gut feeling too.
Exactly.
That's what I've experienced. I'm still fairly young, but that's something I'm newly learning.
Let's put aside the investors for a minute and think of the average person who's looking for a second home, a holiday home. They've saved up all their lives to buy this second home.
Exactly.
So you've got to be very transparent and very honest with them. And once you explain to them the processes and what they can expect here in Turkey, a lot of them make their decision. And the thing I like about Turkey House and our sister company Summer Home is there's never any pressure. There's never these...
Why should there be? When there is pressure, you feel like, if it was you or me, if someone's giving you pressure, wouldn't you feel like something is wrong?
Exactly.
I mean, too much pressure. Of course, if there's a hot deal and if there's another offer, of course you would put pressure, an agent would put pressure on the customer, but not to a point where, like, you know, overdoing it.
The pressure we normally put on is on the seller to get the best deal for the buyers. So a proper real estate agent or a proper real estate company should always be looking for the best deals and best opportunities for their clients, whether they be the seller or the buyer. It's all a matter of perspective. If your client is the seller, you try and do the best by them. If your client is the buyer, then you try and do the best by them. So it's a nice balance we try to achieve in that respect.
It can be stressful sometimes.
Oh, it does get stressful.
I think it's actually quite a lot stressful, well, especially when it's busy.
But you've got to consider that it may be stressful for us, but imagine not knowing the country, not knowing the laws, the regulations of buying a second home in that country. Imagine the pressure the client feels.
True.
So always keep that in perspective, I think.
Yes. So Aydoğan, you come from Australia and you move into Turkey. Obviously, there must be some differences, or quite a lot of differences. Is there anything you miss, or like something you've missed out, or something you want from there, or did you have any, thoughts of like moving back?
Never. I have a family here now, so I love Australia. I grew up there. I'm a dual citizen, so a part of me is Australian and a part of me is Turkish. So what I miss, a good rugby game every now and then.
Yeah.
And by rugby, I don't mean rugby union, guys. I mean rugby league. That's the real...
So you're not interested in football?
Not that much.
More
I
in rugby?
Grow up, as we say in Australia, soccer wasn't that popular back then. I miss a good cricket game, one day international, and I miss a good meat pie.
Maybe you can make it one day, we could have some. I haven't tried it either.
Definitely. I don't miss the beaches because Antalya offers exactly the same thing.
And we have also
Sunshine,
here
beaches.
Cleopatra Beach,
Yeah.
which is famous worldwide. And it's very interesting that a small city has the only access to that beach. And
Exactly.
It's very, how can I say, magical.
It's some of the finest sand I've seen, and I've been to a lot of beaches in
it is.
Australia.
It's not muddy. It's like white.
Yeah,
I don't know how,
yeah.
but it's very interesting.
It falls
It's white.
off your skin as well. It doesn't.
That's true.
stick.
That's true.
But the good thing about Alanya is you don't have those nasty creatures that can kill you, like you have in Australia.
Yeah, here there's actually nothing that can harm you or kill you or anything. But yeah. Oh, that's an extra bonus. I never thought about that.
Well, you haven't met a boxing kangaroo, so.
Here, maybe the thing that could give you the most harm is like what, a crab? It could...
Yeah, exactly.
So Aydoğan, my last question is, we don't want to keep the video so long, so I just want to ask you one last question is like, does it still make sense to make an investment in Turkey? Like we do have other listings in Dubai, we have it in Northern Cyprus as well. And it's not just Alanya we sell. We sell in Istanbul, we sell in Antalya as well as Bodrum and also in a few other little provinces as well. Does it still make sense to make an investment here? Like what should the customers or our clients do?
Well, as you know, we've been very selective with our portfolio and the regions that we sell in. So we try and pick regions that are more viable for investors and second homeowners. We give the option of investment properties as well as second homes and holiday homes and vacation home properties. Both these options are very good in respect to capital gains. And as you might know, it's after 5 years, there are no capital gains taxes in Turkey. There is capital gains if you sell within 5 years, but if you sell after 5 years of purchasing the property, there is no capital gains tax. In respect to capital gains, it does make a lot of sense to invest in Turkey. Because, as I mentioned, during the past 1.5 years, property prices have skyrocketed in Turkey. So it is a good investment opportunity. Same with Dubai, very good investment opportunities there. I mean, one of the top 4 cities in the world for investment potential. Cyprus, another very good investment opportunity in Cyprus. And don't forget, we have an area, Mersin, which is similar to Alanya and Antalya. And the property prices there are now very affordable, and we expect a growth rate of at least 50% within the next year. So, yes, it does make a lot of sense to still invest in Turkey.
So I'm trying to think of the last question that I have to ask, but I think that's all we have for today.
Oh, crikey, Adem. You must want to learn about some Australian slang.
Sure, why not? Give us a few, so swing us with a few slang or words or...
Sheila, which is a slang term in Australia for a lady.
Lady. And let's see if I know another one. Fair dinkum.
Fair dinkum.
What was that? I watched the other YouTube channel. He's Australian. He says fair dinkum.
Oh, you're talking about Ozzy man.
Yes, Ozzy man.
Just keep in mind, he's not representative of all Australians.
Is he from New Zealand or?
No, he's Australian.
He's Australian?
Yeah, he lives in Perth, I think, Western Australia.
Is it like a coast? Well, it's an island anyway, but...
Yeah. Yeah, fair dinkum means really, or is that right? It can mean a number of different things, but fair dinkum, man, that's right, you know.
And there's this one that we use in the office a lot. Let me see if I can remember. Dodgy.
Dodgy. Oh.
Dodgy. English people use that too.
Dodgy. Yeah. You'd use that for a used car salesman. Oh, he's a dodgy character.
Or for the food we get downstairs.
Yeah, shady. Shady, not good.
So. Shady is also, is that like slang?
Yeah,
It's like international, isn't it?
international, I think, more. I must say, I really enjoyed this video, and I'd like to...
Me too, Aydoğan. It was really good.
I'd like to continue making these videos with you.
With more slang?
Yeah, we
More
can add
information.
a bit more slang. More information, and maybe regional videos as well.
Well, the purpose of this video was to introduce you to the company and to our sister company's YouTube channel as well. And we weren't actually going to give much information, were we? This was like all off script and
Yeah,
you know,
it was just off the shoulder,
yeah. So
as they say.
from next videos, we can actually we could do something where we can tell our viewers which really good offers we have in different areas and more information like buying, selling, you know, like legal requirements and stuff like that.
Or the Turkish citizenship program.
Yes, that could be good.
Citizenship by investment. As well as, well, if we're going to continue making these videos, we need to think of a name for these segments that we do. Do you have anything in mind?
Ozzy Talks. Maybe. We'll have to think about it. Yeah. Maybe if you could write in the comments which name we should give for this like new playlist that we could make. And also if you have any questions to me or Aydoğan, just write in the comments and we'll obviously try to give you the most honest and most down-to-heart answer we could give. So, Aydoğan, it was a pleasure.
Oh, my pleasure.
And see you in the next video, hopefully.
Definitely,
All right,
definitely. Thank you once again.
Take care, guys.